For years, Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch has thrived on the razor-thin edge between the plausible and the impossible. The Utah property, with its underground caverns, eerie legends, shimmering pools, and cryptic clues, has become a playground for speculation. But this season delivered something different, something sharper, more unsettling, and far more divisive. As episodes aired, an unexpected wave rose through the fanbase, the belief that the show may have fooled them all along. It wasn't a gentle suspicion. It came suddenly. One small inconsistency here, a questionable timeline there, an oddly perfect camera angle in a supposedly chaotic moment. Like a treasure hunter discovering that their long-trusted map suddenly contains contradictions, fans found themselves pausing, rewinding, comparing notes, and wondering if they had been chasing a narrative more crafted than discovered. What emerged was a theory that the series, intentionally or not, had led viewers down a rabbit hole where reality and constructed mystery blurred until they were indistinguishable. A strange shift in the air from the season premiere. Something felt different. The pacing, the tension, the way every discovery seemed conveniently placed to set up the next major reveal, it all carried an unfamiliar rhythm. Longtime fans, accustomed to the raw, gritty unpredictability of the ranch, sensed a shift. The Blind Frog Ranch crew had always framed themselves as explorers navigating genuine danger, solving real puzzles hidden beneath layers of sediment and time. But this season's setups appeared suspiciously polished. Events aligned too neatly. Conflicts appeared poised. Even the cliffhangers felt calculated, almost engineered for maximum suspense rather than documentation. Viewers who had faithfully followed every flooded cavern dive, every metal detection ping, every cryptic map, began to question whether the show had subtly crossed the boundary from investigation into performance. The line between discovery and design had never been thinner. Moments that sparked the debate at the turning point came midway through the season, when fans noticed multiple inconsistencies that didn't align with past episodes. Online sleuths broke them down like seasoned analysts. One issue involved the geography surrounding a newly featured cavern. Previous seasons had depicted the same general area as treacherously inaccessible. This time, the crew navigated it with relative ease. Viewers compared screenshots, angles, drone shots, and concluded that something was amiss. Had the landscape changed? Had production altered access points? Or was the scene not filmed where the narrative claimed? Another moment involved the timing of a discovery that appeared incompatible with the crew's own earlier statements. Fans began questioning whether scenes had been filmed out of order to heighten suspense. If so, that wasn't necessarily unethical, but it did create skepticism about the authenticity of the overarching storyline. The most heated debate, however, centered around a sequence involving a mysterious object pulled from an underground cavity. The object's retrieval looked dramatic, chaotic, and momentous. But viewers noticed inconsistencies in the lighting and debrief patterns between cuts. Some insisted this was evidence of reshoots. Others claimed it suggested the object had been pre-placed. Theories spiraled. Maybe production planted props to create tension. Maybe editing exaggerated the stakes. Maybe the mystery wasn't as spontaneous as portrayed. Whether those theories held any truth, one thing was certain: the illusion of pure authenticity had been fractured. Fans turned into detective zones, doubt seeped into the fandom, it spread fast. Online forums filled with theories, timelines, and forensic rewatches. Fans combed through scenes, mapping every tunnel, match cut, misaligned shadow, and oddly convenient breakthrough. What made the investigation so intense was the nature of the show itself. Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch had always promised a journey into the unknown, a treasure hunt anchored in real terrain. If that terrain suddenly felt curated, the entire premise felt threatened. Some viewers embraced the theory that the show crafted its narrative strategically to maintain momentum. Others argued that the ranch's mysteries were intriguing enough without embellishment, and that adding dramatic layers diluted the authenticity. What united them all was the sensation of having been missold, an emotional whiplash born from years of emotional investment. The power of expectation. Part of the problem may lie in the expectations the show created. Blind Frog Ranch sold itself as raw, risky, unpredictable. Every dive into the murky caverns felt like a step into primal darkness. Every clue, whether carved stone or metallic anomaly, felt like an unscripted brush with the unknown. When a show leans so heavily on authenticity, any perceived misstep becomes glaring. The modern viewer has evolved into a hybrid of critic and investigator. With instant replay, online discussion, and frame-by-frame breakdowns, no episode exists in a vacuum. The audience has tools that rival professional analysts, and they use them. A microphone glitch, a continuity slip, even a rock that seems to shift slightly between cuts can trigger hours of debate. In this environment, the pressure on unscripted shows is immense. If anything feels rehearsed or strategically placed, the magic breaks. And once broken, it rarely returns fully intact. A narrative too perfect. Another accusation was that the story arc of the season was too conveniently structured. Every setback arrived just in time to stall progress. Every breakthrough aligned perfectly with episode transitions. Every new clue escalated the mystery without providing closure. In many ways, the season played like a meticulously plotted adventure novel rather than a real-time excavation. Some viewers argued that this level of narrative smoothness was simply the result of smart editing. But others believed it indicated a heavier hand behind the scenes, crafting mystery rather than capturing it. Blind Frog Ranch had always thrived on chaos, equipment failures, unexpected floods, shifting geology. When the chaos suddenly felt organized, fans began to suspect they were no longer watching discovery but design. The emotional toll on fans. The accusations of deception didn't arise from malice. They came from affection, from a desire to believe. Fans had invested years into the story of the ranch, following each thread with dedication. They rooted for the team. They wanted the treasure, the artifacts, the hard-earned answers. So when they felt fooled, it wasn't just about the show's structure, it was personal. Some expressed disappointment, lamenting that they might have been chasing a mystery crafted in the editing room rather than forged in the dirt and stone of Utah. Others felt conflicted. Even if some elements were constructed, the entertainment value remained undeniable. The show delivered adventure, suspense, lore, and atmosphere, all wrapped in a unique treasure-hunting mythos. But the tension between entertainment and authenticity remained unresolved. Did the show actually fool Anion? This question lies at the heart of the debate. It's possible that fans overanalyze scenes filmed under difficult conditions. Continuity can suffer in remote environments. Weather changes rapidly. Lighting shifts. Multiple cameras capture events from inconsistent angles. Editing can compress time or reorder moments for clarity rather than deception. On a rugged, unpredictable property like Blind Frog Ranch, not everything will look perfect, and perhaps that imperfection is what made earlier seasons feel so genuine. Yet the fact remains, this season looked different. Sleeker, more choreographed, more dramatic. Whether this was intentional or simply the result of evolving production techniques, fans felt the difference and responded. The psychology of belief. The Blind Frog Ranch phenomenon demonstrates how easily belief can shift when trust fractures. A show built on mystery must walk a fine line. Too vague, and viewers lose interest. Too crafted, and viewers lose trust. Fans crave answers, but not manufactured ones. They crave danger, but not staged danger. They want to feel like they are participating in a real search, not following a script. When viewers believe they are being guided through an authentic unfolding mystery, the experience is electrifying. But when that belief cracks, everything becomes a suspect. Once doubt is introduced, even genuine discoveries begin to feel orchestrated. Real risk feels rehearsed. Real clues look like props. Authentic triumphs feel like setups. It becomes nearly impossible to separate truth from theory. The future of Blind Frog Ranch, what happens next, will determine whether the show regains viewer trust or continues leaning into spectacle. If future seasons return to the rugged unpredictability that defined early episodes, fans may embrace the ranch again as a place of genuine enigma. The property itself is fascinating. Ancient legends, rumored buried gold, shifting geology, and subterranean labyrinths. It doesn't need embellishment. If, however, the show continues down a path where each episode unfolds with scripted precision, fans may remain skeptical. They will still watch. People love a good mystery, manufactured or not. But they will watch differently, with one eyebrow raised, waiting for the next inconsistency. At its heart, Blind Frog Ranch is about the thrill of discovery. Viewers want to believe that thrill is real. The allure remains despite the suspicion. The fan base remains loyal. The ranch still captivates with its haunting landscapes and tales of hidden riches. The underwater caverns still stir imaginations. The unknown still beckons, as it always has.